Hey friends, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Charlie. I'm glad you're here. And today I'm gonna tell you how I stay organized and study for college, my tips and tricks for all of the above. I would say without further talking, we just begin. Planning and time management. First things first is the planning. If you watched my last video, which I can link in the eye for you, planning and staying organized is a good thing for not feeling as stressed and have everything planned out, obviously. I personally use my iPad for college a lot. I just have a normal iPad. I don't know which generation it is, but on here I have everything that is college related, and I just put everything in my planner. For planning, I use my Apple Calendar to keep track of everything, and I can see when which class is due, when I write essays, when I want to be finished with learning, writing, etc. At the beginning of every semester, I just take my Apple Calendar, and as soon as our professors tell us when the papers are due, when the assignments are due, I just put it in there. I always write for which class the assignment is for, so that I don't forget it. And sometimes I just write in the notes what I have to do for it, if it's a 15-page essay, if it's just a presentation, and what I have to hand in, especially on that day, so that I'm up to date and have everything in one place. I just, as I said, jot down my class schedule, it's all in my calendar, my assignment deadlines, and any other commitments. I write them all down in my calendar. In my calendar I have a color for college, so everything that is blue is college related, so that I can spot it right away. For example, on Tuesday I have an exam that I have to write, and in here I have written down which class it is for, which room I'm writing it in, and when I'm writing it. And I block the whole day for college, because at first I didn't know when I had to write the exam, so I blocked the whole day. Now I normally take out the blocker, but this is how I write down everything that I need to have a date for. This is how I basically plan and do my time management. I have everything in one calendar, my college stuff, my work stuff, my private stuff, so that I can see when I have time for things and when I don't have time for things. At the start of college, I also used a paper planner and kind of color-coded my classes and set reminders on my phone for important tasks, which you also can do. It also worked good for me for the first 4 semesters, but after that I did everything on here and didn't look in my paper planner, so I switched the whole thing to only digital, and now I'm planning everything that I'm doing for college, that I need for college, on my iPad in the calendar, and write down everything that is important, that is necessary, that I need to know when I see the date. Also set a reminder so that when the day is due where I have to hand something in, I get a reminder for that a week before, so that I'm getting reminded of that, and if I haven't started, can start and still have a week left. And that's how I plan. And now we're talking about the important part, study techniques. I'm all about active learning. Instead of just reading over my notes, I quiz myself, create kind of flashcards, and teach myself the material, which just reinforces my understanding and helps me retain information better. I go through every note I took, go through the presentations, and write down everything that is important. I write it down on a piece of paper so that I can take it with me everywhere, and I write the sentences down, and the words that are important I write in a different color. So I write everything in blue, especially for the keywords kind of. Those are always in a different color, and so that they stick out. And I'm also a visual learner, so I remind the colored words kind of better. They kind of stick to me a lot easier because of that. And that's how I learn. I basically scan through all the information, see what is important, write that down, and if we have old exams that we can take to learn, I also do those, so that I can see what the professor used in exams beforehand, if he has things he always asks, so that I kind of see what I have to study for. I also use the Pomodoro technique to stay focused, which just means I study for 25 minutes and then take a 5-minute break. After 4 sessions, I take a longer break, which just keeps me productive and helps from feeling overwhelmed, because 25 minutes feel a lot more doable than saying I'm sitting down for a whole hour. So when I'm writing the things, I normally just write them down in one sitting. But if I learn for the exam, I take 25 minutes, learn one section, have a 5-minute break, learn 25 minutes for another section, 5-minute break, 2 times more, and then I have a 15-minute break or half an hour break. And as I said in the last video, I kind of reward myself after the 4 sessions. So I'm going on social media, I'm making myself something to eat, I'm going out for a walk. Something that I do just to have more fun about learning, kind of, and knowing that I get something from it, except for a good grade. So yeah, the Pomodoro method is pretty cool. Another tip for studying is get rid of every distraction. For example, I'm putting my phone in another room. I'm putting my MacBook in another room when I don't use it for studying. I just have my iPad and put on my Pomodoro method timer on the TV, and that's it. I sit down with my iPad and start studying, because otherwise I would look on my phone all the time, I would look on my MacBook, I would start watching YouTube or Netflix, which isn't the best thing. I also deactivate every notification. I just put on the do not disturb mode on my phone, basically. But yeah, so everything that can interrupt you has to go. There are a lot of different study types, and you have to figure out which type you are. Can you learn best when you see it, when you hear it, when you kind of feel it? So these are the 3 things you can do, kind of, that help you learn: feel, hear, see. And if it's a combination of 2 things, you also can use the combination, but you have to figure out which of these 3 things it is. Feel is, for example, you teaching someone, or they are teaching you the things, or you have to see the practical side in it. So you have to learn things while seeing how you can use them in your day-to-day life, and that's how you get it in your head. And that's something you have to figure out for yourself. I can't help with that, sadly. But for me, it's an see and hear combination, kind of. So the goal in studying is basically just what keeps you productive and makes learning a little bit more fun for you, and how can you learn the best. And these are the things you need to figure out before you sit down and start to study. Staying organized in college is not just planning and taking notes, it's also organizing your study materials. As I said, the most important part is that you know where you find your materials, your notes, your due dates, that you find an organization that fits to you. So you have to organize your materials as much as you need them to be. For example, when I still wrote physical notes, I had a binder with dividers for each subject. For digital files, you can create folders on your laptop for each course, divide into subfolders for lectures, assignments, and readings, or you just can download the presentation, write everything in the presentation. You can color coordinate your classes, you can color coordinate your calendars. Just organize as much as you want to organize and need to be organized to find everything the moment you need it, and so that you know where everything is. And staying organized reduces your stress, especially when exams are around the corner, because you don't feel like you lost some of your notes, some of the important parts. As long as you know where everything is and how you want your things to be organized, you basically take away a lot of stress from yourself, because you know where everything is. Balance in studying and your life. As I said also in my last video, balance is everything. It's easy to get caught up in studying and forget about the rest of your life. I basically make sure to schedule in times for exercises, hanging out with friends, and self-care. It keeps me refreshed and prevents me feeling overwhelmed. And remember, a healthy mind needs a healthy body, so don't neglect your well-being in the pursuit of your academic stress, your learning, your writing papers. If you want more tips on stress relief during college, I made a video about that last week. Link is in the eye, as I said in the beginning of the video. And one thing that also helps me a lot with learning is learning in groups. Sitting down almost every semester with friends of mine and talk with them about the things we need to learn. We can ask each other questions, you can learn together, and you just are more productive if you sit down together and do the things. Even if you're just sitting next to each other, you have this work environment and the productivity just comes easier to you. And another tip is just having maybe also a group of friends that are there when you have questions. I have 3 friends I always go to when I have questions about our exams, about our courses, when I don't get something because I forgot maybe to take a note. I always have 3 friends that are with me in the class that I can ask questions. And that's all the tips I have for you today. If you want to have a study vlog, you can comment it down below. That's it with today's video. I hope these tips were helpful and that they help you with getting your things a little bit more organized and tackle your studies with a little bit more confidence. If you like this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. You can also subscribe and turn on the bell so you never miss a new video. And you can also, if you want to, write me a comment with your favorite study tip or a study tip I didn't mention. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next week with another video. Make someone's day this week, and we see us. Bye!
My darling, I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you.